Nations, His Excellency, honor the hall. Welcome. Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, Sayın
His Excellency the President, His Excellency Secretary General, and distinguished guests. Signed between Russia and Ukraine, witnessed by Turkey and the United Nations. Welcome to the signature ceremony. Now, I would like to invite His Excellency UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres for his remarks.
Your Excellency, President Erdogan, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Today, there is a beacon on the Black Sea, a beacon of hope, a beacon of possibility, a beacon of relief in a world that needs it more than ever. I want to recognize and thank all those who helped make it happen. To our hosts, President Erdogan and the government of Turkey, your facilitation and persistence have been essential through every step of this process. Çok teşekkür ederim. Thank you very much. To the representations of the Russian Federation and Ukraine, you have overcome obstacles and put aside differences to pave the way for an initiative that will serve the common interests of all. Promoting the welfare of humanity has been the driving force of these talks. The question has not been what is good for one side or the other. The focus has been on what matters most for the people of our world. And let there be no doubt, this is an agreement for the world. It will bring relief for developing countries on the edge of bankruptcy and the most vulnerable people on the edge of famine. And it will help stabilize global food prices, which were already at record levels even before the war, a true nightmare for developing countries. Specifically, the initiative we just signed opens up paths for significant volumes of commercial food exports from three key Ukrainian ports in the Black Sea: Odessa, Chebanovsk, and Yuzhny. The shipment of grain and food stocks into world markets will help bridge the global food supply gap and reduce pressure on high prices. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, this agreement did not come easy. Since the war started, I've been highlighting that there is no solution to the global food crisis without ensuring full global access to Ukraine's food products and Russian food and fertilizers. Today, we took important steps to achieve this objective, but it has been a long road. In April, after being received by President Erdogan, I met with President Putin and President Zelensky to propose a plan for solutions, and we have been working every day since. It took immense efforts and commitment by all sides and weeks of around-the-clock negotiations. The commitment and dedication are even more vital today. This initiative must be fully implemented because the world so desperately needs it to tackle the global food crisis. We count on the government of Turkey to maintain its critical role going forward, and I am here to pledge the full commitment of the United Nations. We will remain closely involved in working for the agreement's success. We are ramping up efforts to ensure the UN is positioned to deliver on its commitments. I am grateful for the work of the two UN task forces that developed a parallel, coherent and coordinated approach. One led by Martin Griffiths and the Secretary-General for Humanitarian Affairs, and including the International Maritime Organization, focused on the shipment of Ukrainian grains through the Black Sea. Today, we are announcing the establishment of a joint coordination centre to monitor implementation of the Black Sea Initiative. The other task force, led by Rebecca Greenspan, Secretary-General of UNCTAD, centred on facilitating the unimpeded access to food and fertilizers originating in the Russian Federation to global markets. And it also resulted in an agreement. I urge all sides to spare no efforts to implement their commitments. We must also spare no effort for peace. This is an unprecedented agreement between two parties engaged in bloody conflict. But that conflict continues, and people are dying every day, and fighting is raging every day. The beacon of hope on the Black Sea is shining bright today, thanks to the collective efforts of so many. In these trying and turbulent times for the region and all globe, let that beacon guide the way towards easing human suffering and securing peace. Thank you.
Birleşmiş Milletler Genel Sekreterine teşekkür ediyoruz.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, Secretary General. Distinguished guests, now I would like to invite to the floor His Excellency President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan for his address. Distinguished Secretary General, honorable ministers, esteemed members of the delegation, I greet you all with my most heartfelt feelings and respect. Welcome to Istanbul, the meeting point of civilizations and continents. We're together again after the meeting we held on the 29th of March, which constituted an important turning point in the negotiation process. I'm very pleased to welcome you, our esteemed friends, back in Istanbul on another historic day. We are proud to be instrumental in an initiative that will play a major role in solving the global food crisis that has been on the world's agenda for a long time. With the text agreed upon today, from Africa to the Middle East, from America to Asia, we will contribute together to preventing the danger of hunger that billions face from all over the world. Ensuring world security of supply in agricultural and food stuff is important in many aspects. With this step taken, possible additional soaring prices caused by the loss of yield to be caused by current heat waves and drought will be prevented. We are also helping with controlling food inflation, which has become a global problem. Of course, we did not get to this point all of a sudden. We have carried out an intensive and arduous process with the Ukrainian and Russian authorities and the United Nations authorities for the shipment of the grain waiting in Ukrainian silos through the Black Sea. We have been in constant contact with our Ukrainian and Russian counterparts throughout the whole process. We have held extensive consultations to address the expectations and allay the concerns of both countries regarding this sensitive process. The ministers of foreign affairs have made great efforts. The contributions of the Secretary General of the United Nations, His Excellency Guterres, and his team contributed to the plan, the first draft of which was prepared by them, and that's very commendable. I would like to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency President Zelensky and His Excellency President Putin for their leadership. With the vessel traffic that will start in the coming days, we will offer a new airway for breathing from the Black Sea to many countries worldwide. From the exit of the vessels to their safe transfer and arrival at the port of destination, consensus has been reached upon all processes. The execution and supervision of this extremely important plan will be carried out by the Joint Coordination Center to be established in Istanbul. The support of the international community is without doubt of great importance in the successful implementation of the plan. Distinguished friends, about 4 months ago, again in Istanbul, negotiations were held between Ukraine and Russia, and we made progress back then. And this raised hopes that the war would end. Unfortunately, the developments that took place after that meeting fueled the conflicts. We have been saying from the very beginning that there will be no winner in this war, that not only the parties, but the whole world will suffer losses. The conflicts that have been going on without interruption for about 5 months and their global effects, unfortunately, confirm this prediction. As it drags on to silence the guns, we have more economic costs and also more human losses. The war not only adversely affects the parties and the countries in the region, but the whole of humanity, including those in the most remote corner of the world. However, we also believe that this trend is not destined. We want these conflicts, which cost the lives of innocents, to end as soon as possible. We all know that there will be no losers of a just peace. This joint step we're taking today in Istanbul, together with Russia and Ukraine, will be a new turning point that will revive the hopes for peace. This is my sincere hope. Whatever direction the developments on the field would take, the war will finally end at the negotiating table. This friendly and peaceful atmosphere that we have established will be to the benefit of the whole humanity, and this will transform into steps aimed at ending the war. We will continue to act with the awareness of the responsibility our understanding of civilization imposes on us. We will continue to fulfill the requirements of being neighbors until peace prevails in our region. May God help us all. As I end my words with these thoughts, I would like to thank you again. Thank you all for your efforts. I hope that the deal that will be signed today will be instrumental for the good of our countries and all humanity. I also would like to express my gratitude personally and on behalf of my people to everyone who has contributed to the process to come to this day, and I greet you again with this respect. We would like to thank His Excellency President Erdogan for his remarks. His Excellency President, His Excellency UN Secretary General, and distinguished guests. Now we move on to the signature ceremony of the documents to be signed between Russia and Ukraine and Turkey, to be signed between the Ministry of Defense of Russia and Ukraine under the witness of UN, the signature ceremony of the safe transportation of grain and foodstuff on behalf of Turkey, Minister of Defense Hulusi Akar, Minister of Defense Sergei Shoigu, representing Russia. On behalf of UN, Secretary General Antonio Guterres.
Şimdi de
Now, between Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Turkey and Ministry of Development of Ukraine for the safe transportation of grain foodstuffs. Alexander Kubrakov from Ukraine, the Minister of Development, and from Turkey, Minister of Defense Hulusi Akar, and on behalf of the UN, Antonio Guterres.
değerli konuklar,
Distinguished guests, the signature ceremony is over.